Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. This is JT O'Sullivan. Today, Big Play Tuesday, really Turnover Tuesday. Now, we got the Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins right here, second and medium, second and longish. We're going to have a miscommunication, all sorts of issues, scheme-wise, concept-wise, technique from the quarterback, and then just the wide receiver really doing his own thing, fooling the quarterback. All sorts of bad happens, pick six, walk-in, terrible feeling. But we're going to dive in and see exactly how something like this happens. And really it starts with the scheme, the overall what they're asking everyone to do, but then it comes down to technique from the quarterback, vision, what they're used to doing, and then you obviously got to have the wide receiver not fool the quarterback ever. They got to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be and not fool the quarterback. That's wide receiver 101 in the NFL. Zim can't believe it. We'll see right here. Diggs coming across the field. And I'm going to say when we get into the All-22 that there's all sorts of fundamental technique mistake scheme-wise, but you can't run on a little crosser like this and then stop in man coverage. That's going to be trouble all the time. Rules across the league are always you keep running versus man coverage. So we'll be able to dive into it, see all sorts of ways we can get better. Welcome to the QB School. All right, so the Vikings come out in a little 2x2, and what they're going to do here is try to throw an out to the top of the screen to Thielen, and then come back down to Diggs underneath. Obviously, Diggs stops on the route, but there's all sorts of little nuanced things that I really want to talk about. The first will be the read, but then that shallow down here by Diggs, you just can't do this. There's no runaway in the league where you're running versus man coverage and stop, because that's exactly what happens. It becomes punt return left. And there's some pass pro issues, but I think the things that are most interesting, we'll talk about quarterback-wise, vision-wise, and then just scheme-wise is what I really like. So right here, here's the first read. So he's going to think he's got this little speed out right here, and it looks good. It looks like one-on-one coverage out here, middle field closed. But again, this down here is a little deceiving. This looks like straight-up man bump coverage. So when you see this sort of look quarterback-wise, you know that you can probably stare at your receivers. You're not looking anybody off. If your read is, if this is the first read to throw a speed out to the right, you can look down there and see exactly what's going on. He looks surprised because when he comes out on this speed out and he ends up essentially getting cut. So it's not one-on-one. It looks like one-on-one great there, but this strong safety cuts this. So what I mean by that is he trails it and runs underneath it. So it basically becomes a 2-on-1 over here. So now he's got all sorts of issues because his eyes aren't there. His eyes are there late because he thinks he's playing against zone, or for some reason it's holding his eyes down the middle of the field. When this tells you right here, it's bump. Man coverage, you can look at the wide receivers a little bit more than probably most people think because you know that the corner's not looking at you. So if this was straight up man, he'd be looking right at him. This little cut coverage, though, is the thing that throws a wrinkle in it. So talk about exactly the scheme. So right here, we got this little out. Right here, one-on-one with a cut. So 2-on-1 down here. Down here at the bottom of the screen, it's basically a combo coverage. So you got two man. This guy's playing over the top, half field defender. So we're man here, and then we're man here. So the part that I want to talk about, I think besides obviously he misses this read here. So he doesn't see the cut, he gets surprised. So 2-on-1, he's dead. But down here, here's the shallow, the one that ends up being picked here on Diggs when he runs across the field and stops. You just can't do that. That's on him, no doubt about it. Okay, but what you can do scheme-wise is know if you're this wide receiver, so if you got the shallow coming underneath, if you're this front wide receiver right here, you got to be able to get a rub. Now, you don't know how what they're gonna do here. They can pass it off, so they'll let you go outside, or he can bump you here and be locked in, and then this guy will go over the top. You don't know what they're gonna do, but you basically got to run the route like you're gonna eject this guy into this guy and get a rub by one of these two. You can't let him just go down there free, uncovered. So they missed the rub opportunity. If this wide receiver was to run on the inside shoulder right here of this front guy, Diggs would be wide open coming across the bottom of the screen. But we'll watch here. They missed the rub opportunity, and you see a lot of good teams do this really well. But you got to be locked into exactly what's going on. You can't be in it for yourself. You got to be in it for your teammate, understand the scheme and system about what exactly is going on. And really got multiple rub opportunities right there. Diggs could get one on the linebacker if they were trying to work this on the bottom of the screen first. But again, they got no rub opportunities. That inside wide receiver ends up running into the corner. So you miss a rub. Imagine if he got a rub right there. Diggs be running free right across the bottom, wide open. Instead, Cousins confused about where his eyes are looking, and then his wide receiver lets him down. So this is going to be just six-man slide protection from number 63, the left guard. 4-man slide going right. Get the back out. Nice job. Not great pass protection, but he doesn't get hit. Nice little pocket movement. Again, he's surprised. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't see the cut. Sees the cut late. They fool him. Right there. If he keeps running, that hits him. That's a completion. It's a nice play. We're all saying nice play. Great pocket movement, little flick, change the arm angle. But because the wide receiver lets him down, stops for some reason, just can't do it at all at any level of football, it's a disaster. So big play Tuesday, turnover Tuesday. It's fun to learn why some of these things go sideways, but I think you can see how there are little nuances just about every position, from quarterback, what you see, to wide receiver fooling the quarterback, all bad. Some things are worse than others, but you just can't make a bad play into a worse play, a nightmare, and that's what happened right here for the Vikings. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Get engaged with the content. I appreciate it. Get over to the Patreon community too. I appreciate it. Have a good one.